The storyboards that we were given showed us many screenshots from the actual trailer that we had to try and incorporate into our own reenactment of the official trailer. However, we didn't end up including each of the shots as some of them weren't realistic enough for us to use. The ones that we did include were the ones that we thought were the easiest ones for us to perform. However, some of the shots that weren't used, and the reason behind them was that the props that we needed to include in them shots weren't available for us to use at that given time, possibly because they were already getting used by another group. I'd say that we included most of the shots, but the ones that weren't included were the ones that would be most complicated for us to perform, and we don't have the skill to do them. However, we decided to do other shots from the trailer that were easy enough for us to perform, but these ones that we're on about now weren't actually included in the storyboard. We just looked back on the official trailer and used them from there. The trailers both show the same idea, but they're just performed in a different way. We did try to match it, but we just the way we performed it was obviously in a different way because we're not professional actors the ones that already are. But the main difference really is that ours isn't the professional one because we don't have all the props and skills that are needed in a trailer the one that already is. I'd definitely say that the way it could be more similar is if we had more shots to include, as our trailer is much shorter than the official one. When looking back at the use of the camera, I would say that our skills were reasonable, as the majority of the time we used the tripod, and this was to get a clearer image and to reduce the chance of us having a shaky hand. We mainly used close framing so that we could see the emotion in the character's face, and this would be more relatable for the audience, as they'd be able to understand what's going on in the actor's head. The range and distance that we used was fairly similar to the official trailer, and this was one of our main aims, as this would be something that they'd be able to look back and know what we were trying to incorporate. The sound was mainly dialogue, as this is the most realistic format of sound and the one that is most beneficial to the audience, but we only used a handful of sound effects, but these were the ones that we thought were most realistic to the situation that was happening, and they were found on the internet. The phone call at the start was used on a piece of software, we recorded on a piece of software that was available to us on the Macs. But we didn't end up editing most of the pace of the trailer, because when we were actually recording it, we had a set plan of ourselves of how long each shot would be on, and this ended up saving us a lot of time. The intertitles that we used were the same ones as were in the official trailer, and these give part of the plot away, but they don't actually tell them what the plot is, so it kind of keeps them hanging. We didn't say specifically what clothing to wear for each of our characters, as we wanted it just to be casual, as we thought that the trailer would be better this way.